And Jackie here. Look who's here.
Yay!
Ladies and gentlemen, Sheree Clark is here. Time for Fork in the Road, and also time, speaking of road, time for people to hit the road.
Well,
a lot of people taking trips.
It's summertime. Summer vacations, it's reality, but unfortunately when we take trips like that, we're away from our kitchen and our fridge or maybe our cupboards, we don't always make the best choices if we're trying to stay on track of making healthier choices in our life. And Sheree's here to say, I got tips for you if you're doing some traveling.
I got tips and tricks. And you know, when we spend time in the car, I don't know about you guys, but some of my fondest memories of childhood were the road trips that I took with my parents. They would wake us up at 4 o'clock in the morning and we'd get to go in our pajamas and we'd bring our pillows. And the bad part is that they made us pee in a coffee can because they didn't want to stop. Right, yeah. So what that did was it trained us to wait because nobody wants to pee in a coffee can more than once. So anyway, but on to bigger and better different things. Okay.
And here's the coffee can that we're talking about. Okay, we'll show you how to do that. Okay.
Marinate in that thing. Okay.
Right, exactly. Woo! So let's talk about this. There's lots of different components to the road trip. One of them, as you alluded to, is food. The other is staying awake. So we have a tendency to pound the coffee, right, or the Red Bull or whatever.
Then you need the coffee can.
Right,
exactly.
Yeah. We got a theme here today, and it's not road trips. Anyway, so let's talk about some alternatives for coffee beverages. Okay. So I brought you a little something to sample here first. And what this is a natural kind of an energy drink. Is
there such a thing?
Yeah, it's a little bit more natural. Now, it's still got sugar in it, but this is a canned beverage. This one I brought you today is the mango flavor. Clear energy drink, still a little bit of sugar in it, but it's not Red Bull, and it's something called Wayusa. And it's Wayusa, and it looks like Gayusa, and it's a tea kind of a beverage. Got a little bit of flavoring in it, got a little bit of sugar in it, but it ain't Red Bull. So give that a try. See what you think of that.
And that's this right here.
Now you mentioned it's a tea, so does it have a little caffeine in it then too?
It has a little tiny bit of caffeine, but it's not what you think. So it's not going to be like that big surge. I think it's a pretty nice taste. It's got some carbonation to it.
So I was going to say it has carbonation to it.
Yeah, it makes it palatable. Give it a try. Think about other alternatives, because here's the thing. At the other end of the day, if you're pounding those Red Bulls, you're not going to get the good sleep. And then if you're still driving the next day, you're compounding your problem.
Right.
If you're hell-bent on coffee, and some people are, there's a way to up-level it. I really like this. This is a coffee concentrate. It's a little 2-ounce thing, and you can either dilute it with water or you can just drink it like that. It's a cold brewed coffee. This one might be organic.
All right, now how are we comparing that to a 5-hour then? If you're going to be going,
well, you
like
wouldn't drink that whole thing. You would just do it.
I would drink it. It's just coffee. It's just a coffee.
It is like a shot.
So it would be like a 5-hour shot.
It's instead of going into a convenience store and buying the lower grade coffee. That if I drink coffee occasionally, I don't do it a lot.
Right.
But if I'm going to drink it, I like good stuff. So I would do something like that. Just get the hot water at the gas station, dump that in there, and you're good to go. There's less of the chemicals and things that are used in traditional coffee. That's one of the reasons why we do it. You know, I'm vegan. This isn't something that I would necessarily do, but I'm also equal opportunity. If I were going to be drinking coffee and I weren't vegan, I would put in something like this. It's a collagen creamer, and it's one more thing that enhances your coffee experience. It makes it so that it's a little bit less bad for you.
So this is good for you coffee mate.
Without adding a lot of sugar, you can add something like that.
Exactly.
Right.
And collagen is one of those things that's good for the skin. So, but again, it comes from an animal product, so it's not something that's on my list, but I want people to think there's always a slightly better way. The other thing that we do to stay awake is we eat. We snack.
That's me.
Yep, me too. So let's be thoughtful. What if we grabbed a trail mix? You could best option, make your own. Next best option, buy something off the shelf, and buy the individual packages instead of the big party bag.
Well, the big party bag is what you reach into and you keep going.
And you keep going for the next 500 miles. Yeah. Energy bars and things, I like the organic ones. Try different flavors, try different ingredients. This is a hemp bar. We're on a mango kick today. This is the hemp mango flavor, really delicious. And we've had these before. If you can't eat gluten, bring your own crackers. Again, the individual size, so you
and those are really good too.
Oh, I love those. And so you don't want to, So let's talk about a couple other things. Since we're talking about food,
Okay.
When we stop for things along the way,
Here, I'll take that can. I'm drinking a whole bunch of that stuff. So hang on
there
a
you
second.
go,
Okay.
exactly.
Put it
When
down
you
here.
stop for food along the way, sometimes it's the drive-through. You don't want to lose your time, so you just pull off and you do things. If you're going to be doing that and you know that you are, let's own it. So we bring along some things in the car where you can up level. For example, we've talked about before, if you're going to get a salad, a drive-through salad that's got iceberg lettuce and some bad tomatoes, if you had a can of chickpeas and added that to it, you've got some protein option.
That's a really good idea.
It's really easy. You just rinse it off. You put those in there. That's a really good thing. I also really like the single servings of guacamole.
For hummus.
Yes, exactly. This is really easy to put in a cooler, keep it fresh. And because it's single serving, it's not going to turn all brown. It's not going to have the crumbs in it if somebody, dips, and you can double dip because it's yours and you're single serving. You're all good. If you're thinking about breakfast, I really like these. This is a travel oatmeal. And it's the container itself. You just squeeze it together, put in hot water, and you're good to go.
It's self-contained.
It's self-contained.
Wow.
And speaking of
Good
self-contained, let's bring some containers for the road that are good. We've got our cooler, and a lot of times we're tempted to just put in plastic bags or whatever. I love these bento boxes. It's stainless steel, so it keeps things really cold. It's easy to clean. I just love these.
I haven't seen stainless steel. Obviously, people are familiar with Tupperware and things like that, but I've never seen stainless steel.
Stainless is so easy to clean, and it doesn't retain the odors and so forth. Couple other things, again, on your salads, if you can get these organic, this has been hermetically sealed, if you will. Just cut that baby open, dump it on your salad, and you're good to go. Okay, so food is only part of the story. Also on road trips, we're thinking about all other kinds of things. Jackie, I gave you some goodies.
Okay.
On your far right is the sanitary wipes that we bring along for the car, because we've been eating in the car and we want to make sure that we've got some options for cleaning up. When you buy those kinds of things, remember, like I always say, read the ingredient label. You're going to be using those sanitizers on your skin. Anything that you put on your skin, put on your hands especially, then you reach into the bag of chips, you're going to be eating that. So that's an essential oil, very nice, less harmful ingredients and so forth.
And that's becoming, kind of a new popular thing, is including essential oils to handle the problem as opposed to more harmful chemicals.
And it smells nice. There's three different options in there. So there's some refreshing ones, and there's some different flavors and scents. So that's a good thing. As long as we're looking at bags, let's look at ginger chews, because a lot of times.
Yeah, those are awesome, folks. If you're a candy aficionado and you haven't dove into a bag of ginger chews, you're really going to enjoy those.
They are so tasty, and they do two things. One, motion sickness, especially if you've got kids sitting in the back seat. That was the thing. That was the other reason for the coffee can in our car. So ginger chews are good for the digestive system. They're good for calming nausea. They also, if you're a car eater, because they're chews, put one of those in your mouth and you can't blow through them the way that you can chips.
Yeah, you can suck on, even though they're soft, you can suck on them for a long, long time.
Exactly.
They last a long time.
And make that your goal, to make them last. Let's make that one last 15 miles.
And they're strong too. They got some potency to them.
Yep,
too.
help keep you awake. If you're prone to motion sickness, again, we've got some in the far right corner in front of you, Jackie. There's a motion sickness option that's homeopathic remedies. Just put those in your mouth. Again, having them in the car is a nice benefit. Also, if you're air traveling, it's beneficial for that.
Absolutely.
Right behind that, in the tube, something you probably don't think about. I didn't until I took a really long road trip cross country. Sunburn. Especially when you're sitting next to the window, whether you're the
if you're driving, your left arm gets sunburned, right?
Exactly. So be thoughtful about that. Be thinking about, and if you're the passenger and you're sitting on the side where the sun's coming in, you've got that same issue. We've got in the container right next to that, the Mind Retreat. When you get to your destination, if you've been drinking energy drinks, if you're wound up, you're going to have a little bit of trouble sleeping. Think ahead about that. The next day's travel is going to be dependent on the night before sleep. So think about what you're going to be doing so that you get nice rest. in
Does
front of
that just kind of relax you a little bit?
It is. It's got some lemon
In a
balm
natural
in
way.
it. It's a natural way. It's lemon balm. It's not going to knock you out. It's
Right.
going to just kind of take
Let
the
you
edge
downshift
off.
a little
Ease
bit.
you a little
right?
bit. Okay.
Just like magnesium would do. And that magnesium I like for 2 reasons. One, it's helpful for restful sleep. And 2, it's also good for my muscles cramp up.
I was going to say muscle cramps.
When I'm sitting in the car, you know, your leg is the same way, your foot's on the accelerator, you're sitting the same way, and you just need some muscle relaxant kind of an action.
Even flying in a plane, I swear anymore, with those seats getting smaller.
Because the seats are so tiny. Then in the foreground, you've got 2 essential oils there. We've talked a little bit about the essential oil being good for cleaning and bacteria. They're also good for waking you up. So peppermint oil would be a good one. What you do is you just rub a couple drops on your hands, rub your hands together really quickly, hold it up to your face, take a great big inhale, and it's amazing. It clears your head. So does eucalyptus. So those are just some options. Also, the final thing is that little bag and the little packet. That is a power pack. It's a vitamin C, also a good energizer. Dump that in some water. You'll get a little bit of a little boost. Oh, the final thing, I almost forgot. Foodie Fight. That's just one example. I'm a big fan of traditional games in the car. Rather than playing the digital games where everybody's doing their own solitaire thing and whatever, bring along a game that everybody can play. That's an example of one that was actually developed by a local person. Foodie Fight is just a trivia game about food, and there's one on wine. You could play Quiddler. There's travel variations of Scrabble. Let's get everybody interacting. We're on vacation. We're all together. Let's don't be stuck on our devices. Let's have fun in the car.
Yeah,
That's the
all
whole
great
idea.
tips for us today. Not just what you're putting in your mouth, but other things we can do to really enjoy a great summer vacation.
You got it.
Thank you so much. If people want more details, want more information about all the great things you talk about on a regular basis, where should they go to reach you?
Well, my website is road.com, and you can email me at info@road.com, and I just love to hear from people. I would like to know where you're going, what you're bringing in the car, what you're eating. Send me a picture.
There you go.
Love it.
Wonderful.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so much
much.
for being
You
here.
bet.
It is